Alright, hello everybody. Tonight I'm going to be talking to you about the country of Colombia and my country report. I'm going to start by reading a little bit from my report, saying that Colombia is a country in South America known for many things, which is highlighted by coffee and the favorite pop culture location known to be known for drug smuggling. There is much to this country, however, including the multitude of vacation destinations, booming economy, and heart of culture for South America and the Hispanics. Colombia has a unique location in the world, serving as the middleman border between Central and South America. This means that there is a huge trading and transportation industry that takes precedent in South America due to the fact that all goods are traded into South America from North or Central America, unless brought by cargo plane, must go through Colombia, which creates an industry for income for the entire country from charging taxes. This is a very huge and vital part of Colombia's economy because they have depended on these taxes for years, which helps keep their own taxes very low for their citizens, which in turn creates a very, very good option for people to be able to sort of become part of this global economy that the world is becoming. Colombia has a very similar political system to the United States in terms that now there's liberals and conservatives, and it's very democratically run. The president has the same sort of election system for 2 4-year terms, and the country has been ran that way since the 19th century, besides a little bit of a dictatorship in the 1950s. I'll get to that later. There's also a lot of corruption in Colombia, which is unfortunate. This stems from the guerrilla fighters and also the drug smugglers and the cocaine cartels that run kidnapping operations throughout the country of Colombia, which is really unfortunate, but the government is working very hard to weed out all the people that are creating a hostile environment and are trying to clean out their government one by one, which hopefully will result in a much cleaner, better economy. Speaking of the economy, Colombia has a vital economy that is fragile, and it's the third biggest economy in all of Central or South America because there are 46 million consumers that live in Colombia a day. There are lots of very important import-export businesses, along with coffee trade, and they do have a very hot climate, which is very good for a lot of crops to be able to grow. And a lot of other places can't do that because they're not nearly as close to the equator as Colombia is. So this is very important. The annual inflation rate for Colombia is currently at 3.7%, which isn't bad because the climate to work in Colombia is getting better, so wages are increasing, so the workers can afford this slight inflation because their wages are actually going up further than inflation. Also, Colombia has many positives to its economy, like $15 million in foreign direct investments. This is per day. So, wow, if you think about all the different options of places to bring their money, for people to bring their money to, they're choosing Colombia because it is a very unique location in the world with a very, very vital position geographically, which is being put to their advantage in this situation. Colombia is a very good potential starting point, which is something that lots of investors look for, which hopefully Colombia can capitalize on once they weed out all the corruption in their government. Um, in terms of the history, Colombia has had natives for thousands of years. However, the first civilization was settled by the Columbus era and the Spaniards. Um, Past this, they have had 9 different constitutions, and the latest is less than 30 years old. Modern Colombia was peacefully developed in the 20th century after a dictatorship for about 20 years took over. This is extremely sad, but now they have their stuff together, and it's a very, very peaceful country. Minus some of the drug smuggling that's still going on in there. They also do a very good job with equal rights and human rights. In fact, they are really, really trying to get women equal rights. Although, with the Latin culture, many of these political and economic leaders are very religious, and their religious view are interpreted to view women as secondary citizens, which is not okay, but they need to figure out a way to do a grassroots movement to kind of uproot that belief and find a way to put a new sort of system in place so that women can have equal rights. Women are being treated a little bit better than a developing country, though, so that is also a good sign. I really appreciate you guys listening, and my paper will be uploaded by the end of the night. Thank you.